We have made it, folks, to the final round of the Birdie Open 2024, presented by Gatekeeper Media. In partnership with Delaware Disc Golf, as always, beautiful event, run really smoothly, and a big special shout out to all of our Patreon supporters. Your help makes this all possible. I'm Derek. We got Chris in the booth alongside me. We've been seeing a lot of interesting plays here in the woods. Let's take a look at who we got today. How you doing, Chris?
I'm doing well. We are just swapping out Michael Johansson for Bo McLaughlin. Got the lefty on the card. So I'm very excited because I think Iron Hill is a very lefty-friendly course, really. But we have Zachary with a 2-stroke lead over Gillis going into this final round.
And Gillis really putting up numbers yesterday with a 6 on the round as we jump into hole 1, 625 foot left to right. You're going to basically get right about here is the ideal landing so that you get a clean look into another separate wooded area. Like I mentioned before, nice little perch on top of a mound.
Sunday, since we're all Presbyterians, let's go to church. Princeton, New Jersey, Zachary Tesone.
The acoustics up in Iron Hill. Sounds good. Yeah, Zachary has a good mix of forehand and backhand. Well-balanced game.
Looks like he really gets over on that one. It's got a lot of distance. Yeah, that's textbook, man.
Greenfield, Massachusetts, Gillis MacDougall.
Team Clash member.
Yeah, I actually didn't realize he was from New England. I now see the 978. Little lower. Wow, narrowly over that.
Yeah, center cut there.
Little short. He might be a little too far back, like not quite over the elbow. Justin with the stars and stripes here.
Yeah, he's coming in. Sunday red, white, and blue. And the Bass Pro Shops hat.
First turn.
Looks really well
over so far.
From Huntsville, Alabama.
Lost track of that one a little bit, but I think it was good. Yeah, I'm excited to see the lefty backhand here. Really should just be a textbook drive.
Five strokes between Bo and the leader.
Good luck, Joe.
And it's right on the edge, but that'll be just fine with the lefty step out.
Yeah, not quite wide enough.
Like you mentioned, Gillis just a little farther back, but still should be able to get all the way there. And
what a floaty shot. Holy cow. That was awesome. So buttery.
Nice and high. Using every bit of that ceiling.
That's definitely a situation where I totally agree with the high play. Where I'm usually kind of against that.
Something a little more direct here from Rosak. Kind of cut rolls, center cut there. He'll have a long bid for birdie. Or he'll lay up.
Ooh.
Missed throw there from Bo.
Yeah. I'd actually, with the ground play, kind of pushing him a little further towards the center. I think that should be open for a layup, easy layup. Ooh, a little bounce off the tree, I think.
Bounce off the stump, too, stopping it right in its tracks. He's got a long look as well. So 3 of the 4 guys, we'll see if they go for it or lay up. It's kind of right in that range.
Probably just slid off the backside of the mound.
Good bid from Bo. Zach, a couple steps closer.
Oh, and cashed.
Oh, boy. And the leader's grabbing a birdie on one.
Yeah,
And
that's
yeah,
a good feeling for sure.
And you already had a couple strokes to work with. Guys clean up their pars, and then Gillis is going to have his shot for the birdie as well, as we might see a split decision. Rosak put up a really good round two. It was just kind of there at the end, lost the steam, took a couple high numbers, and kind of took them out. The top two positions. Gillis keeping pace with Zach. Hopping in the hole two, par three, 380 feet, 116 meters. Nice righty hyzer here. Talked about it. It's kind of that distance where, in the angle where you might end up kind of short and left. The real goal here is to just not hit first available, because bogey can come into play very quickly.
Wow,
I must have kicked a tree. I don't know how that got like right onto the fairway.
I was going to say that's some kind of magic.
But as long as you get past that tree there, you should be in a pretty decent spot.
Pushing a little too forward straight, kind of getting in that jailed up position there on the right. Sometimes the angles are pretty limited in that pocket. I think that short left is the better miss. Ooh.
That gets smacked right down. Still has a little more than halfway to get there, but pretty textbook from him.
That was great.
Zach close enough.
Long
to
bid.
Give it an honest bid, yeah.
And why wouldn't you? If the steam engine is rolling. Oh,
Rosak. That was a great look.
I always love seeing a bid that has like a flex to it. It's like, man, that does have some distance. Gillis comes up just short.
Yeah, everyone in the circle. But these par threes, we mentioned it before. I mean, there's huge potential for some actual like separation within the scores. You can very easily take a bogey on any one of these par threes, as well as take a birdie. So they are sprinkled very, very nicely here at Iron Hill. Not too many. Par frame for the boys.
All right, let's take a look at hole 3, 760 foot. You really just want to kind of smack one level and straight as far as you can. This is a great landing zone that we're passing right now. You do not want to miss right. That is jail. Far left, bad angle, because you're approaching into this pretty treacherous green with a severe slope off the backside. Pretty quick green as well with the hard pack and a lot of rocks, so you could kind of chip up. And I would say slightly higher would have been better, but that's exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah, that would be just fine for Zach.
Oh, wow. That had a late turn to it.
He's got a little bit more work there, but probably get himself down into the ditch as Justin wanted to go roller, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely a risky play, but I like the attempt. Which is, it's risky on two kind of fold, is that if you swing it too high, you hit that those branches up there, similar to where Bo just kind of clipped through, or you get a terrible edge and kick over to there.
Yeah. Luckily, you can throw a roller down on the second shot, but that's not going to flip over fast enough.
Took the bridge too, it looked like.
Yeah.
A lot of
Still a
meat
couple
left on that bone.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's still a couple trees between him and the basket. So he's going to try to get his par.
Oh.
Wow, unfortunate kick there. Kicks him into the junk with Rosak.
That might be a little high. Yeah.
It was an opportunity
Dang.
for Gillis to...
Everybody's clustering down there.
This actually sets up really good for Bo, too. Having the forehand. Looks like he did turn it over, though.
All right, who we got here?
One of the three. I would say Justin if it's a roller, because he went roller, roller, roller.
And that's quite aggressive.
3 rolls, try to save a par. Gillis with the more traditional
Oh, yeah.
layup.
Yeah, that'll play.
Whoa.
There's a lot of reaction going on here.
I know, and that gap that he just hit was insane, actually.
High floaty thing that's going to kind of finish towards the upward slope. Definitely the better play. Oh.
Bye-bye.
Did it go off the edge?
It's completely off the edge. You know, like in a video game when you glitch out and fall off the edge of the earth.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
We're
He
about
might
to
never
go,
find his disc again. Oh, jeez.
Whoa. I'd say that hole 3 is kind of beating the shit out of Justin right now.
Wow.
Whoa, and lucky on the strong side, teetering on the cage.
Man, I felt that one in the basket, like the chains.
That almost had spit out potential too. Wow, this is we should keep it moving.
I know, I feel very uneasy right now. Not played well by the hole. Half a stroke over par by the field. All right, moving into hole 4. Another par 4, 675. Chance for a roller on this one. You want to go left to right as well. Pretty similar in the sense you don't want to go too far straight and left. You can get pinched off on the right as well. We have a cluster of trees we have to get through on the second shot. OB, backside. Doesn't really come into play, but got to mention it. Have seen it in the past.
It was like literally probably a foot off from being perfect. Gillis with the more direct.
It was moving straight, but enough bite in the disc. That's going to be perfect shot.
Yeah, with the flare too. Oh, it's still getting more forward roll. What? I kind of can't believe that. That was so slow.
Sets up good for the lefty. Bo showing just that.
Skipping over there like a rock.
You can go too far right, and it does get a little tricky there as well.
If it lands flat, it caught edge, really stopped it.
He was going air shot, but I just didn't have the height and the commitment.
I know. How many rollers did he throw the last hole? He should have thrown it here.
Wow, that was one tree away from being right under the basket. Good shot from that angle.
Keep turning.
Great shot here from Justin.
Yeah, good recovery.
He's looking at a bounce back after taking the double. Bo getting cheeky with the forehand. That's my favorite shot right there, that little turnover forehand. This one, a little too overstable. Gillis going to fade out there, edge of circle. Oh, great putt.
From the bush. Yeah, gotta thank it after that.
Only one stroke now. Whoa. It's a weak side comeback there for Bo. Gets himself back to even. So the whole card taking a stroke on the leader.
And a much needed bounce back in the right direction for Justin.
For sure.
All right, our first par 5 is hole 5, slightly uphill, coming in at 780 foot. You want to land right about here where that shorter tee pad is. And then you're still fighting uphill to a very protected green with very limited ground play access.
Yeah, there are a lot of stumps and a lot of rocks
I love this.
here at Iron Hill. This looks great.
Yeah. That's even better.
It's perfect.
Yeah, you really could not ask for a better shot than that. I don't think that has enough juice, so that's going to filter right. That is not good.
Yeah, lefty though, so he could step out. And with the forehand, he should still be able to progress.
Justin kind of...
Oh. I thought that was going to be great. Yeah, you definitely want to end up left on this first shot as a righty.
This should be pretty good, too. Yeah, it's just, it takes all of your potential of, like, power out of play. Because how sprawled out he was. That's a bummer.
But this hole isn't that far, so, I mean, he's close enough where he can get to the basket on the next shot. Because he did get to the bend.
But you have to make the distance, because if you stop short, you're not going to get any more.
Yeah, you have to go air the whole time.
That's an unfortunate situation for Justin. I hope to see Gillis capitalize here.
Flip. Keep going. Oh, yeah.
Even making Jimmy pick up his stuff.
All right. I mentioned eagle early on. First round.
That was definitely, that had to have been like an all guts, or what is it? All guts, no glory type situation. Because I don't think he had a line from there either.
Yeah, I like to refer to those as like a spray and pray. Great shot there
Wow.
from Zach. He's looking at putting some more green on his scorecard.
There's a lot of small trees kind of jailing off this green. So there's like really only like 2 specific entry points. Not that it's impossible from other places, just your percentages are less. Oh,
Gillis gave it a good eagle bid. Easy birdie, though. That's a good par for Bo. I mean, early right. Not an ideal position after the first shot. I mean, same here with Justin. Second shot smacking the first available.
yeah, I don't think the par 5s here are very scary.
Yeah. I would agree. Hole 6, par 4, 625. This one, slight little right to left. Just want to miss these trees on this backside on the right. Do not end up too far left or you will get pinched off. And then we have a green that's pitched up over here on the right. Creates a nice little S.
Have we ever filmed anybody getting into that like hole in the tree?
I don't think so. Ooh.
Kind of surprised. I mean, we've been filming this since 2018.
Yeah, I'm just still waiting for the day that someone or something pops out of it when we're putting.
Yeah, you've mentioned that earlier in this coverage.
All right, so far the guys are not getting to where they really want to get to. This is looking
If
decent.
it's just
from
short
Bo.
enough. Yeah.
Oh no,
Mm.
that's really far left.
Do you think he's far enough back, though? Yeah, I guess we'll find out. And that was yanked.
We got 3 yanks and a pinch. No, I'm just kidding. The one wasn't a yank. He's just caught a late tree. Is this still in the rough, I believe?
So we did mention that there are a lot of fairways here that if you're off them, you can still progress. I'd say this might not be one of them.
No, but it is a fairway that's got rocks and stumps, even when you don't think there's one there. That was very unlucky. That was on the perfect angle. That was going to flare right into the green.
Good height.
Nice shot there from Gillis. His first shot was good, just caught the last tree and inside the circle for the birdie.
No way. It was like the perfect angle from there. Yeah, see, I was thinking maybe Bo was far enough back from this pinched area. He was trying to take the same line Justin did, I think.
Oh,
What a mash.
wow. Zach
So
with the
clean.
Gatekeeper rewind. I was thinking Gillis was about to gain a stroke.
That was like a hero putt.
Yeah, and Zach drops that right in. I mean, that is the types of putts you need final round to win a tournament.
That's a
Justin's
very
feel-
respectable par save.
Yeah, I would say Justin's feeling it after that putt.
Yeah, he was not going to get big putted.
It's always a good feeling when your card mate makes a big putt. Makes the basket look bigger for everyone. Or at least in theory it should.
I would say a lot of people would disagree with that. And then I feel like it more encourages the yips than anything.
Oh, of course, but we're in
But you
theory
shouldn't.
here.
But you shouldn't think like that. I do
No.
agree with you there. That's
I have the MJ mindset.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna jump down hole 7, 370 downhill. It splits there in the middle. Straight is good. Left is good. If you go too far right, that can also be good. You really just need the distance. Not something that you need to really mash on, but you do need to commit to the line you're taking.
Yeah, and another par 3 where if you hit early, bogey does come into play. Ooh. Double tree
Wow.
kiss. Probably only made it 2/3 down, but should have a par. Oh, wow. Talk about an understable disc.
I like it. Straight is good. That's too short. Oh, and then hits a tree, stops up early.
This is a big approach from Gillis. Needs to get down. Oh, off the rock. Tough to say if that was good or bad.
If he makes the putt, it was good. If he misses, it's bad. That's the only metrics we can go off of now.
I like that mindset. Yeah, as expected, I thought Zach would be taking a par here. Bo for the birdie look.
Nice.
Did he just split that tree?
I think so.
See if he walks through it. No.
I have to follow the line my disc did.
Hey.
What if that was someone's thing? So it's like they shoot over where they have to go through the pond. They have to walk directly through the water, swim across.
That's actually pretty funny. That could be a pretty funny short. There's that bogey I was talking about. I mean, he rattles off Turkey, and then here comes the par 3. And
Yeah, the sharpest teeth at this course are definitely the par 3s.
yeah, that's one Gillis is going to want to take back. Second par 5 of the course, hole 8, 780 feet. This one's going to be going uphill. A lot of rocks, really tough footing. Probably the hardest footing on the course. Kind of have to pull out the standstill now and then. And we have a slight left to right turn here, dog leg, and then basket pitched up, making it a little more difficult. But like you said, the par 5s, especially on the front 9, are a chance to really get aggressive. They aren't too intimidating.
I'd say this is the scariest looking par 5. Like you walk up to it and like the angle from the tee does make you feel like you really are staring uphill. Like it does, the pitch is pretty high, but it's one that it's specific placements and landing zones. So you don't necessarily need to have the biggest arm to bode very well. You just have to throw straight, which I do understand is easier said than done. And that's not a good miss. Too far right really pinches you off, limits your opportunities. Yeah, pulled that one too.
Two tee shots from Gillis now. Needs to keep his head in the game here. We still have the whole back 9.
Justin should keep this high.
And he does. That's perfect. Oh,
It was a little too sharp.
yeah. If he just panned around that last tree, that was gonna.
But it's hard to
flatten out
say
real
because
nice.
if it wasn't that sharp, it may not have been skinny enough to get through as much as it did. You know, I don't know.
And that's okay for Gillis. He should be able to get par fairly easy still. Birdie's basically out of the question though from back that far back. Where's Zach making good progress down the fairway. Great shot from Bo.
Man, you hate to see that.
Yeah, and Gillis is looking at another bogey. Oh,
Yeah, say that's too much. All right, maybe it's got a little more teeth than we think. Oh my goodness.
I know we're out here like, yeah, it's pretty easy.
I never said it was easy. I just said you have to be able to throw straight. And I guess I'll have to add the caveat that you have to throw straight through your lines.
Bo for eagle. Wow.
Ooh, so honest too. Just shy of it.
Tail, 2 different holes here as this is for par for Gillis.
That's very smart. Especially like using the pyramid as the backstop.
Yeah, you just got to take your medicine and move on. What?
I mean, oh man. Was that Zach that teetered earlier? Am I remembering that right?
That was Zach.
Yeah. Well, so lightning doesn't strike twice, Zach. You don't get so lucky this time.
Iron Hill's pretty fair with the course karma, you know? It gives and takes just the right amount.
It is a very good give and take relationship, I would say, at Iron Hill. And that's by design. I think we said it earlier in the coverage. It doesn't punish you necessarily for the bad shot. It's that's just you're punishing yourself. That's the way you got to look at it. But as we finish off the front 9 here, 555-foot par 4, straight tunnel shot until you get to the dog leg to the right, slightly down. One of my favorite holes here on the course as we get this bowl area for the green. I also, for selfish reasons, I like it because of the rock mound behind the tee area. It makes a perfect filming deck.
Makes a good lefty hole, too. Bo puts that in the perfect spot. This is looking really good. Out of Zach.
With the flare, too.
Yeah, and we've been talking getting to the right is not good, but if you get around the corner and get to the right, you should be fine.
That is true. We didn't explicitly mention that. Short right is a disaster.
But long right is not the worst as Rosak
pushes even further.
Yeah. That is not a good time over there. That's near 7's tee pad.
And I didn't see it, but I definitely heard it.
get around this last tree. Yeah. That should work. About a 20-footer there for birdie for Bo.
Gonna land
Oh,
flat.
and the leader.
Yes.
The leader throwing out a perfect shot to finish out this front nine. Grab another birdie.
Perfect angle. Total speed control. See if Justin can replicate. A little wider.
Gets through, though.
But someone's closer. That would be the leader.
Oh, no. Man, things are going bad to worse here for Gillis. Out of nowhere, really. This is a huge,
Oh my God. That
huge
is
swing here
this is-
between him and Zach.
yeah, this is bloody pavement. Gillis gonna have 3 red in a row.
Bo's hungry. Got himself a turkey.
The yin and yang of
Iron Hill, baby.
yeah.
This is for bogey.
Solid connection though. He
Yeah,
knew
good
he
save.
knew he needed it. Yeah, a little agitation too. I'd be kind of stressing if I took 3 in a row.
Yeah, I mean, that basically, barring anything crazy from Zach, makes it a lot harder to actually catch him now, especially with this coming in as a birdie.
Justin with the bounce back here on the end of the front 9. 1 stroke closer to getting himself even. Zach bogey free. So
He was
far.
bogey free round 2, I think.
Let's take a look at what the rest of the field is got in store. Looks like MJ making a push to climb back up into the podium.
That's it, man. We're getting down to the final 9 holes, 2024 Birdie Open. Thank you to all of our Patreon supporters. Go subscribe. Thank you.